Hello, my name is Ashley Walker, and I'm here to teach you today, if you are a holistic salon and suite owner, how you can double your revenue in 90 days without working more using energy healing. And this has been amazing over the years, and all of the people that I've had the honor of working with, they have been able to double their revenue in an aligned way. For example, Jordan went from 13,000 to 21,000 a month in 90 days. Kelsey went from charging $125 an hour to $233 in 30 days. Laura went from making $5,000 a month to crossing her first six-figure year, and many, many more of the people that I have been able to work with over these years. All around North America, all of these salons scaling to $20,000 months or charging an additional $4,000 per week. While working less and being able to do this in an ethical, congruent, aligned way and integrating healing within their salon business. And these are just a handful of the clients that are making tons of money in an aligned way while building a holistic salon business of their dreams that really supports them and gives them the freedom and the joy that they want to call in. And this presentation is going to give you practical tools and show you how to do the exact same thing. I've been doing this in my own salon for 3 years, and I have refined it for the last couple of years, and now I'm going to share it with you here. And this is for you if you want to make more money without having to work a single extra minute. You want to raise your prices, but you feel anxious about it. You're tired of overworking and undercharging just to scrape by, maybe making only about $5,000 a month. You want a better way of doing things. Or you suspect that it doesn't actually take 4 years to run a successful holistic salon business and you don't have to work more. Maybe you're pissed off that you spent tens of thousands of dollars on technical education to offer more to your clients, but you still can't figure out how to work less. You feel really drained from the corporate BS marketing strategy. You don't want to be just another salon owner. You're burnt out, you're uninspired, and you feel like you're just a hairdresser and you want to make a bigger impact on your clients' lives. Maybe you have big time imposter syndrome when introducing something new like energy healing, or you want to create a work environment that strengthens you instead of burns you out. The bottom line, if any of those apply to you, is if you're looking for the shortest, no BS, strategic and empathic way to double your salon business without working more using energy healing, this training is going to show you how to do it. And I want to provide you with a couple of market trends. So number one, the rise of personalized services. Customers, as you well know, are increasingly seeking personalized services that cater to their individual needs. This includes personal styling, treatment plans, as well as customized product recommendations. And as a salon suite owner, you may need to adjust your services and offerings to meet this demand, right? Number two, recession, war, inflation, they're causing massive stress and changes to our industry. And as a result, we have to adapt and we have to learn how to charge more for our services, but do it in an ethical, congruent way. And last but not least, wellness is currently a $30 billion industry in the United States with $17 billion spent on energy healing alone. And that's so compelling, right? Because with that information, you can absolutely double your salon revenue without working more using energy healing. But unfortunately, most salon and suite owners who are interested in this, they don't have the right systems to follow it, since no one is really talking about it in depth, right? And Becoming Light is the only company dedicated to solving this problem. And what people typically ask me is, what is the right system? And how do you use it to build a holistic salon business that gives you the freedom and the joy to make more in an aligned way? And here are the 4 steps. We're going to go into these in detail. Number one, you're going to heal your vessel to receive more. And when you do this, this does reprogram your mind and your body and your energetic system and builds you up so that you can create higher levels of success and visibility and responsibility without the guilt. Number two, you're going to charge high ticket prices in a way that feels congruent and happy for you. I know you want to make more, but you want to do it the right way. Number three, you're going to use energy work on yourself and your clients and know frameworks around how to do that. Number four, you dial in your unique messaging and voice so that you can show up authentically online, say goodbye to that corporate BS strategy, heal your relationship to marketing, and therefore attract amazing clients who are going to seek you out because you can see auras, or because you can read tarot, or because you love crystals. And now here are those steps in detail. And by the way, my name is Ashley Walker. I've been a salon owner for the last 3 years and an energetic business coach to salon owners for 3 years. And I have built a multiple six-figure per year salon business while working somewhere between 20 to 36 hours a week. It has varied year to year in only 3 days. I'm a Reiki master. I have a background in craniosacral. I have a certification by the International Association of Trained Counselors and Therapists. I'm also a Healing Touch board certified practitioner. I have a background in neuro-linguistic programming. I'm a Celtic shaman. I have a background in emotional freedom technique. I'm a mystery school initiate. I'm a ritual master. I am trauma informed. And I've been sober for 16 years now. And since then, I've helped over hundreds of hairdressers and salon owners to double their revenue and heal their clients without the hustle. I've been using these exact systems and frameworks for myself for the last 6 years. And here is my Instagram account. Here is my Facebook. And also here is my public Facebook group for those of you who want to check it out. All right, so let's do a deep dive into those pillars for you. So number 1, heal your vessel to receive more. What does that mean? Well, everything is energy, right? And so if you want to receive more in your life, you have to heal your vessel so that you can hold more responsibility, more money, more visibility, more success, more freedom, more joy. You need to get clear on your boundaries and the deeper healing that is needed in your life as well as your business, because how you do one thing is how you do everything, right? And so what's going on in your personal life is totally manifesting in your business, and we need to heal that, right? So when prospects are coming to you, they can either sense that you're coming from a place of scarcity, or are you coming from a place of abundance? Are they thinking this is too expensive, or I don't want to go here? And if you are feeling that on the inside, then you're attracting that, right? And that's why you will have a penchant to emotionally discount at times, or you'll have a penchant to undercharge. So the question you might be asking is, okay, yes, like I identify with that. How do you heal your vessel? How do you get abundance to flow to you? Like what would be one of the practical first steps that I could take? Well, number 1, you need to create boundaries in the business, and boundaries are really important because that creates a feeling of safety for yourself, which will then trickle down to your clients. But then you also need to uncover your money blocks, because your relationship with money is one of the most spiritual ones that you can have. And an example of boundaries can be found on my website, for example, where I'm telling people I want them to relax. I want them to drop in, right? Like boundaries don't have to be harsh, but I am very clear and I'm direct. Pricing's based on time, and you can have energetic work, but it's not required. My price doesn't change whether or not you want that, right? And for late cancellations or no shows, I'm going to retain the full service fee. And you want to make it very clear and kind to the client that there are boundaries when it comes to communication, also via text or email or via DMs on Instagram. Because if somebody is an ideal client, like the truth is, like they're going to respect that. They're going to respect you even more. And that creates a sense of safety, right? Like you are in a relationship with your clients, and you can't experience pleasure within that client relationship until there is a sense of safety. So when you look at it from that perspective, boundaries are incredibly important to take that relationship to the next level. And if you are at a place right now where you are feeling violated in your business, you're going to call in more of that. Like everything that's happening in your life right now is a direct reflection of your thoughts and your energetic structures. You attract what you are. Next, you want to create an automated email flow that asks how their appointment was. For example, to take the relationship to the next level, right? Like you go on a date, you want a follow-up call to say, hey, that date was great. So this template is going to say that, like, hey, like, I hope that you loved everything. And here's my policies, right? Like if you don't like something, like you have 7 days to like come back, and I'm super happy to modify it. And if, but I'm not going to offer a follow-up service for change of mind or direction. However, respond to this email. I'm super happy to accommodate you. Make sense? This is why boundaries are really important. The next thing you want to do is uncover your money blocks. And everybody has some sort of ism or ish or feelings when it comes to money, no matter what your revenue status is. And one of the first things you can do to get in relationship with money is start to ask yourself and journal about these questions, right? Like, how are your parents with money? How do you feel about other people and their money? And when you personally spend money, how does it feel inside your body? And you should definitely take out a piece of paper and journal about this and stream of consciousness flow without a sense of perfectionism. And if you can't write this for whatever reason, go for a walk outside real quick, like go be an animal, go take a shower or go walk in nature and then come back and answer those questions. Because once you have fully written that out, you're beginning to uncover your money blocks. You're beginning to uncover what your relationship and your attachment style is to money. And that's really important. And for those of you who are uncovering that you might have like an anxious or an avoidant relationship with money, like that's okay. Like this isn't a moment for you to shame yourself. Like, but to get out of that problem state, if you want to release the energy after you've written that out, I invite you seriously, truly to put on a song and dance, because when you do some sort of somatic movement, like even if you just like move around or you dance to a song really quickly, it actually helps to release the energy, but also helps you to retain the new information. So there is a practical reason behind why you should dance, not just for fun. But it's going to also help you get out of the problem state, so that we can go to the second step, which is how do you want to feel instead, right? Like we don't want to just like focus on the problem and then we have no solution. Like, how do you want to feel instead with money? Like, do you want to feel free? Do you want to feel abundant? Do you want to feel joyful? Do you want to feel powerful? Like whatever that is, but get clear on exactly what it is that you want. Like you can ask yourself, hey, like if money was abundant, like what would I do differently? Like, how would I be with my family? How would I be with my friends? How would I show up differently in my business, right? Like, how would I talk to my clients? Like, start to really feel that feeling of that abundance in your body. Let it flow to you, right? You can even develop mantras around it, right? Like one of my favorites is I'm safe with me. Like I am safe in my own body. And as a result, money is safe with me. Like, money is safe with me because I'm safe with me, right? Because wherever you go, there you are, right? So learning how to be safe with you no matter where you are, especially with your relationship with money, is super duper important, right? And even having little mantras, post-it notes are my love language. So have them post-it noted like in your office or have them on a piece of paper, because repetition really does create retainment. Your thoughts really and truly do create your reality. And this is one of the most powerful ways that you can start to harness that to create more abundance in your life. And when you start to let that be heard and felt in your body, you can really declare it from a place of power, right? Which is different from, just saying things, but then having like a hollow disconnect, right? So you want to repeat and declare this. And there's something so powerful about putting this down on paper and saying it aloud and unblocking your throat chakra. So you say, in exchange for helping my clients achieve this amazing transformation, my fee is just $150 an hour. I close a minimum of 20 clients per week, and I earn $10,000 per month for my guidance. I do this because I want to have financial freedom for myself and my family, because every client I help goes on to help their friends and their family. And this changes the world. And I do this because my mission in life is to be a leader for prosperity and for consciousness. And I believe that this is divine work. I believe God put me on this planet to do this work. This isn't my business, it's God's business, and I just work here. I am the best in the world at what I do, and my work is a huge blessing to the whole world. Really allow yourself to feel that in your body when you declare it, because you are very powerful already. After you've done that, now it's time to, number 2, create a high ticket pricing menu, right? Now that we've done some of that healing work, now we can feel more aligned to raise our prices. And sure, it's as simple as saying your alphabet. Like we know that, hello, to make more money, you can charge higher prices. But it's incredible how many people leave money on the table by not doing this because they're so afraid, which is why you have to do number 1 before you go to number 2. Too many salon and suite owners are competing with each other by doing the same thing, which means that they are offering discounts galore, or they're emotionally discounting because of their guilt and shame, or they're offering the same cookie cutter services. You have to stand out and become a market leader in order to feel confident to charge higher prices. Because I want you to imagine being able to have more profit and working less in your business. And you get it done simply by creating a higher ticket pricing menu. And you might be asking, okay, great. Yeah, duh. But how do I create it? Well, let me show you how. Below is an example of just me being able to raise my prices. So here is the before bank statement years ago. I had about $19,000 in my bank account. And then within a month and a half, I jumped up to 48,000. And that was on a 36-hour work week. So I want to just tell you that right out the gate. Now, first, you're not going to tell your clients you're going to raise your prices and scare the crap out of them. You are going to warm them in advance, meaning that before you increase your prices, you want to start using energy work on your clients as well as yourself, right? Like you want to over deliver on value, because by doing that, you're going to get your proof of concept before sending out a price increase email, right? You're already going to be qualifying them into your new way of doing business. And when you do it this way, this allows you to decrease the likelihood of clients feeling pissed off or surprised, and it allows you to have more confidence and safety in yourself if you happen to have the random negative Nancy who comes at you, or anybody who may fall off. Like you're going to feel inside of yourself and in your being super confident about what you're delivering. And you know that it is so valuable and then some, right? And then once you're ready to increase your price, then you're going to send them a price increase email. And here is an example and a template that you can use, where you're very direct, you're kind, but you're direct. You're going to notice that there's a theme here: kind, direct. Saying like, hey, if you've been here recently, you probably noticed I've been changing some things. I'm improving your experience. Now I'm going to raise your prices. Here's my rate. All new services are going to be booked under this new rate. Here are some benefits. Warmly, your name goes here. That's it. You're not going to over-explain or defend. The goal of the email is to make it clear that there are benefits from you being able to charge more. And your benefits can be a whole host of things, right? It can be no tipping, no more mystery add-ons, an easier booking, right? Like people love it when things like take less steps, easier budgeting so they know exactly how much they're going to pay, and an entire experience upgrade, right? Like you're going all in on an experience. You're no longer just a haircut. And you can create a foundation for your business with these metrics. So you can go tipless, right? For example, if you're finding yourself accepting gratuity over and over and you're disappointed with the dollar amount that you have at the end of the day, you are relying on tips too much to supplement your income, and you need to change that. You can create deposits because that is an energetic agreement between you and your clients. It increases the likelihood that they're going to show up 5,000% than if you are not accepting deposits. Number 3, you want to set up the back end for your email marketing business. This makes it very clear for communication. Also, email marketing is like 5,000%, like way better at developing an intimate relationship than Instagram. I'm sorry, but the algorithm changes all the time on Instagram. You really want to have a great email marketing system in place. And when you do this, you can call all of this in, right? Like once you have your foundation set up and you get these systems set up and have increased your prices, it's now time to, number 3, use holistic healing and proof of concept. And here's where the magic happens, right? Now that we have gotten some healing, now that we have worked on how am I going to make more money and what that's going to look like, now we're going to get really clear on the healing. You want to start honing in on the empathic gift that you've probably been feeling all along in your hair business. You need to heal yourself as well as your clients, because when you use this work on yourself, that's already going to be proof of concept right out of the gate. And that way, when you're using it on yourself and you're actively using it on your trusted clients, you are going to establish what I call a credible sweet spot in your salon business. And it is different using healing within a salon business versus a healing center where it's 100% private, right? You want to get the results for your clients, but you still need to finish your salon experience, right? And a lot of people have asked me before, like, what the heck is energy healing? Well, energetic healing is a space that you're going to maintain and create empowerment for others, meaning that all healing is self-healing. So you're actually just lighting a match to somebody's own self-healing ability. And when you use certain frameworks and you follow certain systems, some of the benefits that are included in energetic healing are alleviation of stress and anxiety. Like, who doesn't need that? Emotional release or processing, like feeling more connected to your feelings. That's great. Connecting to your mind and your body and your spirit, right? Like you're all of those things, right? Pain reduction. You can help with people's headaches, any shoulder pain, any back pain, anything that's happening. Facilitation of wound healing. Any wounds will heal faster. Those are just a couple of like literally hundreds of benefits. The benefits for you immediately will be niche, right? Increase marketability 5,000%. You're going to stand out immediately. Guest loyalty, because your clients are going to be getting something that they cannot get anywhere else. It is going to be burnout prevention, amazing, because every time that you facilitate healing work, it is like a session for you. It's a high ticket experience, which is going to call in high ticket buyers, and it's customized, right? Remember, wellness is a $30 billion industry in the United States alone, with 17 billion spent on energy healing. Like, you don't want to miss out on this. When you start weaving energetic work into your client consultations and into your experience, like, lead with the benefits above, right? Like, don't get all woo-woo, like, just start leading with the benefits, right? And here is a script template that you can use. Like, you can literally, like, I'm going to use the name Karen. Okay. Sorry to all the Karens who are watching this, but say like, hey, Karen, like, have you ever heard of energy work before? And, let's say that Karen says, no. Great. Okay, cool. So I like to think of energy work as a warm blanket. It's done by placing my hands either directly on or above your body for a few minutes during the shampoo service. And it helps somebody feel clear, feel lighter, and feel refreshed. It can even improve sleep. I have a background in healing touch techniques, and these are the same ones used by nurses in hospitals that support holistic medicine. Even Dr. Oz has energy work done on his patients before surgery because they have a faster recovery rate. Does that make sense, or you have any questions? Most people say yes. Like, most people are going to say yeah, because who doesn't want an opportunity to relax, right? So most of the time they're ready to rock and roll. Maybe you'll have somebody random who asks like a random question or an objection and want to know about, like, well, how does it work? And you're like, well, honestly, like, it's just better to experience it yourself. Like, I keep it very, very simple. Like, I don't go down a scientific rabbit hole with them, right? And if they say no, that's also okay. But most of the time when people say yes, you're like, okay, cool. Feel good. We're on the same road. Great. Okay, cool. So in terms of how it's fulfilled, the total time for your hair and healing service is 3 hours. I charge an hourly rate of $150 per hour. Everything in my service is included, all of the masks and the treatments that you're going to need, any of the color costs, the energy work. I've even eliminated tipping to avoid hidden costs. Make sense? How does that sound? And then you can proceed to book them onto your calendar. You pick out dates and times together to make this happen. Make sense? So that's a really quick, easy way for you to start weaving this already in your consultations and how you can do that. And when you're just starting out, you want to choose at least 3 people or clients per week to use energy work on. And when you do this, this is great because you're going to get proof of concept and you're already beginning to over deliver on value. And you will need to do this for a couple of weeks before you send out your price increase email. And since you are already getting these 3 people per week, you definitely want to document yourself doing energy work and what a visit with you looks like so that you have marketing material, right? It's like 2 birds, 1 stone. You want to use a proper intake form for the client so that you can understand what they're looking for that day, right? And then you want to figure out ways to measure the data to pick the right modalities. And then you'll want to have a client outtake form, meaning that you want to ask them, did you get the result that you wanted, Karen? Like, did you feel more relaxed? And you want to get that data because it's going to allow you to keep improving your services upon the data being collected, right? And then when you have that, you can refine it more and more until your clients are just mesmerized by your services. And there you're ready to raise your prices, right? Because you're really going to be feeling all of the changes, all of the amazing results that you're going to get from your clients. And that's really where the magic happens. And then the last pillar, you're going to tie a bow on everything and create a vibrational marketing content strategy. Now that you've done the first 3 steps, it's time to take off because your people need to find you. It's time to attract your dream clients who light you up instead of drain you. And this is why I call it a vibrational marketing content strategy, because I want to do away with those BS and authentic social media posts. Where you are taking an hour to write a post and then you never even post it, right? Or you have 0 ideas. Your overwhelming perfectionism gets a hold of you, thinking that you have to make every picture, every video perfect, right? Because if you are finding your marketing exhausting, it's because you're taking too long. And we want a social media presence that focuses on these 2 things, authenticity and transparency. Without the fancy dancing reels, spending hours online in a way that's going to burn you out, right? So first step, how are you going to do that? Well, it's usually really simple. It's optimizing your social media page. And you would not believe how many people don't do this. You want to have a bio that actually explains where the heck are you located? Who the heck do you serve? And maybe you talking about some metrics about their lifestyle or the kind of hair that you do. It might be targeting that, right? You want to create a highlight reel and name it about so that people can find out more about you. You can also have pinned posts on your Instagram account, right? And then when you're posting, use hashtags that target clients in your area. Stop using generic hashtags. So make them geo-specific to, if you live in Los Angeles, make them geo-specific to Los Angeles, for example. And you want to engage with your audience a little bit each day, not long, like 10 minutes, right? It's called social media for a reason. And I want you to get committed to posting whatever that frequency is. Like, don't overthink it in the beginning. Like, be yourself and post. And here is a quick framework that you can follow. If you are posting 4 times a week, on Monday, for example, you could talk about you and your story. Like, why the heck are you in healing? Why the heck are you a hairdresser? Who are you? You need to talk to your people like they've never met you. Like, pretend that everybody who's coming on your Instagram has meeting you for the first time. Wednesday. Again, don't overthink it. Share your testimonials or transformation. Maybe it's a before and after, right? Or maybe it's just a quick screenshot from a testimonial that somebody gave you. Thursday, you can talk about energy work. Like, what the heck is it? Why do you love it? What are some of the benefits? Like, how can you educate them, right? Friday, talk about your specialties on hair, right? Because people are still going to find out about the physical result that you give, right? So you don't want to just deviate completely away from hair and go only into healing. You want to be consistent and you want to cover both bases, right? And the more consistent you are, the more intimacy you're going to create, right? And that's why it's really, really important. It's less important about how often you post and more about your consistency, much like when you were in a long-term relationship. And here's an example of an Instagram post where I have a lot of intimacy, and I really went with an idea that I had that day about this idea of leaving money on the table and all the guilt and shame that can come up with leaving money on the table. But actually, it's really important to leave money on the table sometimes so that you can have a very rich and full life, and that actually will improve your business. And that's great, because when you do that, you are no longer just a robot who's posting only about hair. You're communicating you're communicating your brand experience and your values and your ethos, and you're taking a stand for something, posting about yourself and posting your why, right? Like, people are either buying on 2 metrics, right? Like, we are still animals. So they're buying based on discomfort or pain, as we might hear, or pleasure. And it's sometimes it's both, right? But if you want to call in pleasure, because usually pleasure feels really good, because it's pleasurable, you want to use this framework where I invite you to tell the truth, like in real time, like what's going on in your life. Extract the lesson that you're learning or that you have learned from it and relate that to your current client, right? It's like you're having a conversation with them in your living room, and then present your offer as the solution. Here's an example of one that I wrote to my clients about crystals and why are crystals really important, and how can they start to use them in their own lives, or because maybe they're experiencing stress or anxiety, right? And I want to then present, my services as a call to action, as like the next step for them. But I still want to give them a practical tool that they can use on themselves, right? But maybe you are interested in talking about some of the pain because you have lessons, you've had moments in your life, like your own hero's journey of things that you have overcome in your life and also in your business. And you want to share that with your salon clients. And when you're going on pain points, you can use this framework of the problem, right? Like whatever the pain point was, maybe it was double booking or triple booking, for example. Or maybe it was feeling like, everything was hustle and grind, right? Like, what was the reaction? Maybe how did that make life challenging for you? And then of course, like, how did you solve it? And here's an example of a pain post where I'm talking a lot. This is from my Becoming Ceremony account where I'm talking to hairdressers because I remembered what it was like to have a case of the dull grays. Like, do you remember like triple booking and double booking and how overwhelmed you used to feel? And I would look at the client book and I would just feel exhausted before I had even started my day. And I was downing all this coffee. And so I'm talking about downing the coffee, but how you're just like so over the hair experience or the just hair experience. Like it no longer lit me up in the way that it used to. And I'm talking to people from that space, and going into spirituality and trying all these things to solve the problem of feeling basically really effing burned out. But then I was really scared. I had like 1 foot in, 1 foot out of my hair business. And I was really afraid to introduce it because I was like, oh my God, are my clients going to reject me? And then I ask my readers like, hey, have you ever felt this way? Because I'm pretty sure I'm not alone. And if you felt this way, like there is totally a solution because I've come out on the other side from it. And it's one that actually is real. Like it's not a band-aid, like it's actually going to heal you. It's actually going to make your business better. It's going to give you freedom and hope and joy. And it is going to require some work, but it's actually going to allow you to step into a new level of beingness, a new level of purpose, and a new level of power and pleasure. And then I ask people, hey, like, what's your plan? Like, I'm really curious. Like, do you have another plan? I would love to know in the comments or DMs. Like, I would love to know, like, what is your solution? And start a conversation, right? And I think that when people learn how to trust themselves, this is how copy and the way that you connect to people really sparkles, and it really speaks to people because people do read your captions. And I think the reason that most salons don't succeed is because they're just cookie cutter versions of each other. They're just copying what everybody's doing, and they're on autopilot. So if you're able to stand out on your own, you're going to have a packed calendar without feeling overwhelmed, while working less and making more money. And here is what my calendar looks like most days now, which is awesome. There's liminal space. Everybody is charged a premium price. I'm giving amazing experiences. Like it feels really amazing to me. And I'm no longer burned out at the end of the day. It's awesome. So if you want to do this too, here is your quick to-do list. Post a piece of content. If you can do once a day, that's great. If you can do 3 times a week, that's also great. Just figure out what that pace is going to be, stick to it, commit to it for 30 days and engage. Be social for like 10, 15 minutes a day. Because here's the thing, like if you can't commit to anything consistently, then if there's some sort of block, then let's get some mantras, right? Like mantras are one of my favorite ways for you to start to pattern interrupt this stuff. And post them, in a place that you can see it, whether it's in your bathroom mirror, in your bedroom, or in your office. For example, my audience loves it when I sell to them because sometimes we have a relationship with selling that needs to heal. My clients love my content, or messaging just comes to me. My face is valuable, right? Like these are really important things for you to anchor in, because if you're constantly saying, oh, this is boring, or oh, like what I'm saying is dumb, then that's what your clients are going to feel when you post. Make sense? Cool. All right, summary and next steps. So the steps you have to do: number one, heal your vessel to receive more. Number two, create a high ticket pricing menu. 3, use holistic healing, get proof of concept. And 4, use vibrational marketing. And when you do all of these, then you will be able to double your revenue and heal your clients without the hustle. So now what? Well, you have a couple of options. You can do it yourself, right? Which of course, everybody can lone wolf it, which can be extremely challenging just because, it's trial and error and it can take a long time. You can also do nothing, right? Like you can watch this and you can say, okay, cool, I have that information, and just continue on the same trajectory and find out how that's going to work out for you. Probably get the same results, right? Like if nothing changes, nothing changes. Or you can work with me in Becoming Light, which can get you results much faster and much quicker than if you were going to do it alone. And again, this is for you if you are a holistic salon and suite owner and you want to make more money in an aligned way without having to work more using energy work. Again, hundreds of salon and suite owners have used this to achieve fantastic results. And if you decide to go all in and you say yes, here's what's going to happen when you work with us, right? Number one, you're going to be able to double your revenue in 90 days without working more. You're going to be able to stop undercharging your prices in your business. You can finally get rid of those money blocks you have. You can finally stop feeling so overwhelmed and anxious about paying bills. You can finally be free of the business, so you're no longer thinking about it 24/7. You can step into your purpose and create a plan for how you want to move going forward. You can forget about when your next client's coming through. You're going to feel empowered. You're going to feel confident, and you're going to feel aligned because you are making more while working less and serving people at a higher level. So if you have watched this and you are saying heaven yes, book a call here. We have limited spots. So if you want to work with me, here is where you can book it. And of course, I know what it's like to invest in yourself. So I want to give you some safety. And of course, we back everything up with a guarantee. So if you don't add at least an additional $5,000 per month to your business, we will work with you for free until you hit that. Okay. I want to answer some frequently asked questions. So number one, how much time is needed to execute this properly? You need a few hours to set this up. Once it's set up, there's very low maintenance required from your end, but you are going to need to handle the setup, right? 2, how much effort is needed? We've done all the work that we could have done on our end to make this as easy as possible for you. We have done what we can do, but what we've left out, we can't do for you, right? So it's going to vary depending on where you're at in your business, but I would guesstimate about 4 hours. If you can invest 4 hours of your time per week, like this isn't for you. What if it doesn't work? Like, I think some people definitely think that, right? Well, after being in the industry being in this space for more than 3 years and 6 years on my own and working with hundreds of clients, we found what doesn't work through trial and error over these years. Our entire lives are literally spent obsessing over finding ways for you guys to make more money while working less in an aligned way. Is there a guarantee? Yes, I just covered it above. So if you don't add an additional $5,000 per month to your business, we will work for you for free until you do. Does this model work if I don't want to incorporate energy healing? Yeah, but not as good and doesn't feel as fun, right? Will this work for me? Yes. If you follow the action plans, like, do you follow instructions? If yes, this will work. What % of my customers are successful? We have a 100% client success rate for clients that follow our exact action plan. And here are many, many, many testimonials from amazing, beautiful, fantastic salon and suite owners all around North America. I invite you to check all of them out on YouTube and all of their amazing results. So we would love to work with you. We would love to help you scale your salon business. It is literally just the joy of my life to watch all of these salon and suite owners step into their purpose and pleasure and prosperity. So we would love to speak with you.